I'm joined now on the news by former President, Nigerian Institute of Building, Kenneth Nduka. Kenneth, thank you very much for joining us. In terms of building safety regulations and enforcement, what measures should be in place to prevent such incidents, and how effective are these regulations typically in a densely populated city like Lagos?
Good evening, viewers. First of all, let me commiserate with the people who are injured in the course of the building collapse, and congratulate or commend, so to speak, those guys that came in for the rescue operations. Approaches to safety of building collapse scenarios is not a one-straight-jacket approach. In this case, we are talking of a building that is already in existence and being used that is collapsing. And the other scenario could be a building that is ongoing, that's in terms of construction. And the two scenarios present different approaches. First approach in the first scenario that has to do with existing buildings where people are staying is that you see, safety is not just when a building collapses. I'm glad to hear from the person speaking that LAPCA has already marked down the building for demolition. The challenge then is, why has it not been, why have the people not been evacuated, and why has the demolition not been done? In terms of safety, the issues of time and punctuality of action helps to solve a problem. In existing buildings, it's very important that buildings should be examined. They should be surveyed once in a while to establish the structural integrity and fitness for habitation by those who are there. And if along the line any scenario is highlighted that impedes the safety of the people, it is then that appropriate action should be matched. I would not know what actions we are taking or what was proposed that was not done until this happened. But be that as it may, at all times, safety issues should be paramount. And in the case...
Okay, I think the network is interrupting. This conversation. Let's try one more time. Kenneth, can you hear me? All right, we apologize for that. I will try and hold the conversation subsequently. But moving on now. President Bola Tinubu has commissioned the Wuye Link Bridge and interchange in the federal capital, Abuja. President Tinubu assured that the current administration will continue to invest in infrastructure as a foundation for the prosperity of the nation. Amadine Uyi reports.
Senior officials strong the Wuye Link Bridge for the commissioning of the bridge connecting the Wuye to the Wuse district of Abuja.
This is one of the projects I think that the people of FCT will always cherish. When we were inaugurated and we sat down to look at projects that we can complete within time and that has value, that can impact positively on the lives of the people. In fact, residents of this district have lost hope. If anybody is very familiar with this terrain.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory says that the non-completion of the project had caused untold hardship to citizens, especially as it has spanned several years.
This job was awarded in 2009. 15 years thereabout, at a cost of 34 billion naira. But before you came in May 29, it was reversed to 74 billion. So you can imagine 15 years we are struggling to construct just one interchange.
President Bola Tinubu, who was expected to commission the project, says that the completion of the bridge will improve traffic around the axis and improve the lives of citizens in the area.
For all of us and for the country as a whole, the completion of this facility brings security of life close to our people, making the people central focus of our development.
He assured that government will continue to invest in infrastructure as a foundation for prosperity.
We are investing in essential services such as water supply, electricity, and road network. We are laying the groundwork for economic growth and prosperity, social progress, and improvement in the quality of life for all residents of Abuja Capital Territory.
The project marks the third key infrastructure President Bola Tinubu will be commissioning in the last 3 days within the federal capital. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
Many thanks, Amadine. We're earlier interrupted during our conversation about the building collapse in Lagos. We'll try and reconnect now with Kenneth Nduka. Kenneth, if you can hear me, can you acknowledge? Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
All right, you were talking about government responsibility earlier, ensuring safety. What came to my mind was, what about the people? Once a building is marked for demolition, isn't it the responsibility of those in that area to not wait for government, but take actions to protect themselves and leave those buildings?
You see, the challenge we have is the scarcity of affordable housing in the country. And you see that people are more or less stick to what they have to solve a problem. But that's not it, because there's nothing that's more important than life. Ordinarily, marking it down is not all. There should be the aspect of persuasion and advocacy on the part of the government to impress on the people to do the needful. In good climes where proper provisions are made, scenarios like that can be handled through social housing, where when scenarios like that are seen, the people are moved to another place where they can enjoy housing accommodation. Yes, apart from that, the citizens also have to take responsibility for their safety. I agree with you.
7 persons were rescued, or is it 10 now, from that building collapse. How would you rate the emergency response, especially after my colleague interviewed officials there? They talked about how speedily they mobilized to the venue. What do you think facilitated the speed at which they were able to rescue those persons, and what can they do better?
You see, when the guy from NEMA or so was talking, he said that there's a Marshall Plan in place in Lagos State and that they leveraged on it and they moved swiftly to the site. Once they have a proper safety plan that has to deal with such scenarios, you will see that the issue of deploying resources and manpower to ensure that such is done will be smooth. I have heard him also saying that the people were evacuated in an ambulance, and there were about 2 people or so that were being looked after. If the people are evacuated by an ambulance, it means they are heading straight to the hospital. And I could see from the background that most construction equipment that are needed to clear the place are on ground working. And I think if settings like this are manifest and appropriate measures are put in place for frantic rescue, then we should say kudos to those who are in charge.
All right, Kenneth, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for speaking with us.